Ten Hag up for a fight, writes David McDonnell, and says it's not be good enough and they cannot survive in certain games. How long does Ten Hag have, do you feel? What happens if they lose to Brentford on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, people are beginning to talk about Ten Hag and whether he's the right fit for the job. But I think right now, I think he's being protected by the fact that there's such a mess above him in terms of the ownership issue that there's nobody in the hierarchy at United that's actually focusing on what's happening on the pitch right now. I think they've got bigger issues to address. I think that the Glazers are just bogged down in the whole takeover scenario, or if it's going to be a takeover at all. And I think the hierarchy, Richard Arnold, the chief exec, John Murtagh, the football director, they're basically led by the Glazers. So there's a kind of paralysis at United right now in the sense that nobody knows where the club's going. So the football team is almost like a sideshow, and it shouldn't be. But if Erik ten Hag continues in this vein, I don't think the conversations or the long-term thinking is actually happening right now. I just think they're hoping, as they have done in the past, United, when Mourinho and Van Gaal and Solskjaer to a certain extent, it was obvious months before it came to an end that it was coming to an end, and nothing was done. There was a sense of drift. And I think with Ten Hag, I don't think we're at that stage yet. But if the results continue to go badly, I just don't see any sense of urgency at United in the sense that they want to get things done because, like I say, the owners are distracted by how much money they can make, either by taking dividends out or by selling the club. So the team should be the priority. And it's not the priority, but it's not been the priority for a long time at United now. So I don't think anyone should be surprised if this drifts on for a lot longer because, like I said, the people that should be making big decisions aren't there to make them.
Tom, back page of the Mirror, under fire, Ten Hag, United job not impossible is their headline. The article points out that it will be the first time in 61 years they've lost 3 games in a row at Old Trafford if they do succumb to Brentford. What's your take on it? Is Ten Hag secure in a way because of the failures of the past 10 years? In a way, there's been so much déjà vu that a managerial change doesn't solve things. Is that the precedent that keeps him secure?
I think that, and also the fact they have backed him so much this summer and before then. These signings that Manchester United have made are Erik ten Hag signings. They're players he wanted, and so I think that will mean, amongst other things, that will mean he is given more time. And also, I mean, what are the options out there as a potential replacement anyway? I think those are very limited. These are, even though it is the worst start in 37 years, I still think because of the context around the club at the moment, I think that offers a little bit of time for Ten Hag than the normal. Also, I mean, he's not been there. It's not like he's been there that long, and yet when you think of the list of controversies that has happened, the chaos around the club during his period in charge, from Cristiano Ronaldo at the very beginning, the Jadon Sancho situation at the moment, Mason Greenwood, Anthony, the club being for sale, and the protracted negotiations and uncertainty that has created. Some things have been Ten Hag's fault. A lot of things haven't been. So it's not been a steady ship. But the performances on the field, I don't think that would impress anyone at all. The small positive has been Højlund. I think he is a positive going forward, and it's been impressive, the fact that there is a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and he has responded. But I look at Brentford this weekend, and already that feels like almost like a must-win game, because they've got Arsenal coming up. The Manchester derby coming up, and the game against Newcastle in the League Cup straight after that. It feels like they need to build a bit of momentum before then.